Hi.
Do you work here?
No, I'm actually not sure where I am.
Oh, it's blocked off. You're not supposed to be up here.
So you've been called, what is it, the Antichrist, the anarchist of Disney?
Yeah.
All these things. Now, why do people have this kind of intense feeling towards you?
They really do. It's crazy that some people have this just intense like hatred of me, and I knew that was going to happen when I started the YouTube channel and published the book. It's because I'm ruining the magic. That's what they say. I'm pulling back the curtain on the most magical place on earth. I'm destroying the illusion. There's that, and there's people think when you step foot inside Walt Disney World, the outside world disappears. And for a lot of people, the people I call pixie dusters, that means there's no sex, there's no drugs, there's no rock and roll, nothing bad happens in Walt Disney World. So when I wrote this book that was all about that stuff, they freaked out. And yeah, I got the Antichrist of Disney. I got, threats of physical violence. The Amazon reviews in particular are hilarious. I imagine people just screaming at their computer monitor, foaming at the mouth, just banging at the keyboard, like just yelling about what a jerk I am. I like it. I think it's hilarious. And still, to this day, it's been 8 years since I published the book, and nope, I still get it. It's crazy. Walt Disney World is home to everyone, young and old. And despite the thick skin we grow as we reach adulthood, I truly believe it's still the best place around to recapture the thrill and wonder of youth. Add in sex, booze, and other such debauchery, and that makes for one hell of a fun vacation. So the book I wrote is called The Dark Side of Disney. That was my first book. I think it was 2011 is when it came out. The tagline was the Anarchist Cookbook of Disney Travel Guides. It's from an adult perspective for someone who's in their 20s, 30s, maybe with no kids, who likes to drink, who's kind of bored with the rides, who wants to, maybe they've been at Disney a bunch and they want to see new things, different things. I found a lot of dads who are going with their family who are just dreading the trip. It's for them because it shows them the best places to drink, the best places to go see a fun show. I wrote it as a travel guide for someone like me because there wasn't a book like that out there. And I looked, and so I just wrote the book that I wanted to read. The videos were part of a half-hour documentary that I did for the college television station, and there was no programming. So it was kind of up to me to make programming. So one summer, I took a video camera from the school, brought it home with me over the summer, and went to Disney and just shot a bunch of crazy stuff. Sneaking in the utilidors, getting free food, getting free booze, free parking, like all these things that I had been doing for years, and cut it all together and made this half-hour show called The Dark Side of Disney. And nobody watched it. Like, I never heard of one person who watched it. It probably played at least once a day on the campus television station for a year. Never heard any feedback about it. So I was just like, okay, well, whatever. I guess no one cares. No one gives a shit. So when I wrote the book, I kind of knew that no one was going to believe that I did the things I talked about in the book unless they could actually see it. They'd be like, oh, that's a load of crap. No one would do those things. So I started the YouTube channel at the same time as the book so that people could see, oh, wow, okay, this stuff is really true. He's not full of shit. And as a result, both the YouTube channel and the book kind of took off at the same time for the same reasons. First they had the 3-season salute, and then they kind of gradually morphed into the 4-season salute. So again, you can see me growing up through these pictures. It's kind of funny. Like, my fascination with Disney started before I can remember. So I was born and raised in Florida. And so my parents brought me there maybe when I was 2 or 3. I've seen the pictures, but I don't really remember it at all. My mom would drop my sister and I off at the park in the morning and just be like, bye. And then we'd have to check in for lunch, and then at dinner we'd go home. So it was like the local neighborhood playground for me. And it became like a second home almost. I knew it like the back of my hand. I could walk it blindfolded just from the scents and the sound. And I was in Florida for the first 18 years of my life, and just going there all the time, like hundreds of times. So I finished the book, and I sent it out to publishers, I sent it out to agents. Everyone either turned it down because they were scared to death of Disney legal, or for the same reason they were going to give me a really crappy percentage, like 1% of sales or something. And I was like, what's the point? Like, no, I'm not going to do that. At the time, I had a band, and we self-distributed our own CDs and recorded them in my studio, and I was like, if I can do that, how hard can it be to self-publish a book? So I self-published, and as a result got to keep all the profits, but also had to, incur the wrath of Disney legal should they come running after me. And I was scared. It was scary. And there were a lot of rumblings early on that they were coming to get me. I changed the title of my house because I was scared of losing it. On the flip side, like I said, I got to keep all the profits, and when it became a bestseller, that looked like a pretty smart move. So I was glad that it worked out. And then the self-publishing thing ended up morphing into a real publishing company after the second book that I wrote. So that worked out really well too. But it was not without a lot of like scary times. Yeah, so these are, kind of see, this is this is from Horizons. This is the beach bum who was fixing the submarine. I got these from Hoot Gibson from Mesa Verde Times, and him and Chief infamously jumped off the ride vehicles of Horizons and explored backstage and all around the ride, and then they tore it down. Not Hoot and Chief, Disney tore it down. I was kind of surprised to learn that there are a lot of other people like me out there, a lot of fans who are adult Disney fans who are, I guess, hiding in the shadows. They were embarrassed to admit it. And then this book comes out and everyone's like, oh, cool, now I can like talk about how much I love Disney as an adult with tattoos and piercings or whatever. And what I found was a commonality was that a lot of these people were using Disney as an escape. They would go to Walt Disney World and block out the world around them. All of their problems would disappear, and even when they came back home, watching the videos or reading the books or talking about it, it was like a drug, and people were using it to evade problems in their life, issues in their life, mental illness. There was no such thing as an adult Disney fan when I first wrote this book. People thought it was creepy. People be like, okay, that's weird, dude. Now, it's totally cool. Not only is it totally cool, there's a whole cottage industry that's sprung up, especially on YouTube, of Disney influencers. What the hell is that? Like, and it is, it's a big market, it's a big thing. People are making a living off this. People are beloved by millions of people, and it's been astounding to watch that happen just over the past few years. I think that's pretty cool.
Disney is world famous not only for their wait times, but for the bold strategies that they have implemented to cut them down. The disparity between these three systems and their categories of access is staggering, and it showed just how much FastPass Plus favored those that got premier access to the system. But you might be thinking, this doesn't mean anything. Shapeland isn't a real park. These are just fake numbers you made up. But that's not actually true, because Shapeland is actually Animal Kingdom. So this disparity is real and has created rigid categories of preference among park guests. While the system does not treat everyone the same, it should be noted that not all of Walt Disney World's guests are the same.
All right. Well, thanks for doing this.
Yeah, glad we can make it. We can figure it out. I know we've been delaying it for a while. Defunctland is a documentary series where we take a look at extinct theme park rides, theme park attractions, theme park as a whole, theme parks that have completely gone defunct. We try to always construct a very linear, bigger story out of these things from the past that you wouldn't necessarily think have linear stories.
Why the secrecy? Why have you not shown your face?
I don't think it's important, is the main answer. I hope people like the voice, and I don't think a face would do anything with that. There's no real intention of the secrecy. I'm not like a alien creature sent down to tell you about defunct rides, and I can't show my face or I'd reveal my species to the human population. I was worried that if I ended up doing documentaries in a professional career, that all these silly roller coaster videos would keep popping up. And turns out that's switched, and now so these silly roller coaster videos are now my serious documentary career in my mind. So at this point, I think it doesn't matter.
Today, we will be attempting to resurrect Walt Disney World's former simulator, Body Wars. This attraction was open in Epcot's Wonders of Life Pavilion from October 19th, 1989 to January 1st, 2007. If you remember the Defunctland on America Sings, you will remember that Walt Disney brought some of his most innovative attractions to the 1964 World's Fair in New York City. The overwhelming positive reception of these attractions convinced Walt that an East Coast theme park was feasible. Walt and his Imagineers quickly began planning, and on October 27, 1966, Disney announced plans for the Florida project.
A project so vast, it has already been called a whole new Disney World.
I went to film school for a year. I've done a lot of film in the past. I've done independent documentaries. I've worked on independent documentaries. Yeah, I did go to film school, but just for a year, and didn't go through. I switched to English because the film school was very demanding.
Yeah.
Demanding in physical labor, not demanding in cognitive capacity, if that makes sense. The theme park rides at the beginning were just something I was a Wikipedia addict. I'm from Kansas. So whenever I would get to go to Disney World or get to go to Disneyland, it was like a big deal. It wasn't every year. My home park was Worlds of Fun, which is not nearly as highly themed as Walt Disney World or Universal Studios or whatnot. So that being said, I had kind of to live vicariously through other media. And at the time, there wasn't that big community that there is now online. So back then it was like, oh, there's a Time magazine article. You know, you could go on forums and message boards. And then after a while, YouTube took off and there was this giant hole where it was like, a theme park media has kind of no place, or it doesn't have a home yet. There were theme park bloggers, and there were people like Jake from Bright Sun Films that was doing certain abandoned Disney things. So there was basically no content on things like Extraterrestrial Alien Encounter, which was a ride at Walt Disney World in the Magic Kingdom that was so scary that they had to shut it down, or at least that's what the headlines on the BuzzFeed articles say. And so that's something that is really interesting. You know, is that true? Why? What made it so scary? Why did they make it in the first place?
In 1994, test audiences experienced the show for the first time, and they were horrified. Many complained that it was too scary, but Eisner didn't agree. Well, in 2004, it was replaced by Stitch's Great Escape, essentially a kid-friendly version of Alien Encounter. Instead of the alien licking you and eating people, Stitch burps in your face. Many fans of Alien Encounter despised this ride, and it never became truly popular among anyone. In fact, in September 2016, it was announced that the attraction would become seasonal only, as opposed to daily as it had been for 12 years. So why was it closed? Well, no one really knows, but there are some good guesses out there. Most obviously, the experience was absolutely terrifying, and many guests complained that it was inappropriate for the Magic Kingdom.
And those things are, super fascinating to me. So, that's that progression of having nothing growing up and only getting to go to Walt Disney World every now and then, and noticing that there are rides that used to be there that you didn't get to go because either you weren't alive or because you just didn't go during that time, or even you might have been there and you didn't even ride it, you just walked right past it. And now it's gone and you can never experience that thing. A lot of people say a film is the true medium because it combines music and art and an image and all those things into one story, all into one cohesive product. But in reality, it's theme parks that are that cohesive medium, that true medium, because it's a 4D experience that not only combines music and image and sculpting and art. Everything that we've ever created has combined into what at face value looks like a children's attraction. Take that and combine it with the fact that this is incredible art piece that is just so astounding. It has all these different art forms, all these different artists had to come together and make this incredible thing, and then they bulldozed it. That's a very powerful thing. I think what Defunctland does is it kind of takes you through this thing. It makes you fall in love with something, and then it takes it away from you. And that builds fascination and intrigue for the videos that are on those theme park rides.
Over the years, it has been my good fortune and pleasure to report to you from the 7 continents and the 7 seas. And now, if I can be heard over the roar of all this machinery of preparation, I'd like to give you a preview of a wonder of the modern world.
We're going places. There's progress ahead. We know what our goals are. We know what we hope to accomplish. But where do we begin?
Good day, everybody. Braden here, coming to you from Epcot with our 5th Epcot construction tour of the year, looking over here at the former Innoventions East. In the previous Innoventions East configuration, this curved piece right here, there used to be something like this right in this spot, but that was actually removed, and the building sort of dented in right at this spot, and you can see now they're sort of returning the Innoventions building back to its original look here in the park, where it has more of a smooth exterior surface.
Epcot is an incredible theme park. It's so sad to see it get destroyed, but it was also a future built on the idea of concrete. It was like concrete is going to be everything. And now that if you were to build that today and say this is the future, it's a huge slab of concrete, people would be like, that's crazy. The future has to be green or there's no future. All these cuts and rides getting replaced for very, I'm going to say IP, which is a buzzword now, intellectual property-based attractions. And some people don't care. Some people are like, I just want to see new stuff. I'm tired of this old stuff. And that's great for those people. But when that old stuff goes away, you can never do it again. And that's the really hard part.
I find myself sympathizing with the average guest more than I do the super fan like myself. So when I think about changes that they're making to the parks, I try to think of it from that perspective of, this is going to make the day of somebody who this is their one trip. This is for a much larger group of people who is not inside of our community, and that's who they, Disney kind of has to cater towards. Disney is a place where it is built upon the memories you build, whether you went as a kid growing up going or you went as an adult. People have these memories, and when things change, it's a threat to those memories. I totally understand why people get angry when certain things change, but then I try to step back and go, well, look, the Disney isn't a park built for your memories, it's built for everybody. And so when the Frozen ride came in and everyone's like, this is, an insult, a slap in the face to Epcot. It's like, listen, nobody has seriously gone on Maelstrom in 15 years. It's like the ride you go on ironically to laugh at. It's almost like the cliche theme park ride. And I love it for that, but I also recognize that's not what Disney's trying to do at the time. And hey, here comes Frozen, which is, billion-dollar franchise. People love it. Kids can't get enough of that song. It makes sense they're gonna want to put a ride in. I feel like what criticism I do get online is for being too much of an optimist. My stance has always been that I have the memories that I have gained on these trips. Disney can't take those away from me. They could get rid of a ride I really love, but that's not gonna get rid of the memories of the ride. All they're gonna be able to do if they put a new ride in is create that potential for me to make new memories about something that I might like.
How would you describe yourself? Are you more of an optimist or more critical of, let's say, Disney?
I'm definitely more critical. I'm not an optimist as far as Disney goes. In real life, I consider myself to be a realist optimist. But with Disney, I don't see the point in being an optimist. There are some hardcore Disney fans. I think a lot of them hate me because I do not sing Disney's praises. You know, to me, and I don't want to put anybody down, but I think it's weird to see people really defend to a illogical sense a multimedia conglomerate corporation. They're just on the front lines for every decision. Oh, they closed down Streetmosphere, or they fired a bunch of puppeteers, and everyone's like, well, nobody went to that anyway, stop complaining. Like, people just got fired because of this terrible, corporate situation. And they do it under the guise of, oh, it's because I'm a positive person. I just like this. I like to like stuff. And that's okay for the product, but it's weird with decisions because these people's jobs are at stake. People's art is at stake. It's just odd to me when people are so much like, stop being so critical. And to the same point of stop being so critical, why are you worshiping a conglomeration? I am very much fascinated with Disney. I very much enjoy Disney theme parks. I love Disney movies, but Disney as a corporation, I mean, it's, I don't see any Comcast stands out there. I don't see any AT&T fans, but they own a bunch of the stuff you like too. It's just because Disney has branded themselves so well. And I think with that, if you're going to brand yourself as the friendly corporation that makes all this fun stuff that you love, then you have even more of a responsibility to follow through on certain things, and you open yourself up to more criticism. The most logical place to stand is of a fascination for the product, a respect for the artist, and skepticism towards the business people that are making decisions that impede the first two things.
All right, going into Epcot, first time in 2 years. See what happens. These things are really depressing, and I hate them. This looks like complete and total crap. I was trying to remember the last time I've been. I did a video on YouTube, which was my farewell to Epcot Center, and that was it. That was the last time I went to the parks, and that has to have been over 5 years ago. This is awe-inspiring, and it always will be. It's just incredible. Yeah, I was burned out. I realized that every time I set foot, in particular in Epcot Center, because that was my favorite park, that's the park that inspired me as a kid. Every time I set foot in there, I would get angry and I would get depressed. And just because of all the stuff that had changed, how the park had just lost its way, the mission statement that it originally had just been completely obliterated. It was a hodgepodge of IPs and characters and just total crap. I mean, it even looked like crap. Crumbling concrete, terrible paint jobs. It was just depressing. So I'd go and all I'd do was bitch and rant the entire time I was there. And at one point I was like, I didn't have an annual pass at that point. I'd actually paid to get in. And I was like, how much money did I just pay to get really pissed off at something and really depressed? I was like, I'm not gonna do this anymore. Like, why am I paying to get upset? And that was it. That was the revelation. Like, I'm not giving them any more of my money just to get pissed off. I'm nostalgic for it. I don't know if that's the same as missing it because it doesn't exist anymore. I miss what used to be, which I guess is the definition of nostalgia. But I know that it's not coming back. It only exists in my mind and in the pictures and the videos that I have and the stuff that people have written. And I kept hoping it would get better, And it hasn't, it's gotten worse. Like every announcement I see, we're gonna do this terrible thing, we're gonna do this awful thing. But they do one thing that looks positive and then they'll do something that is just completely ridiculous. Like, okay, great, they're gonna open up and put more green space in there. They're going back to the old logos, they're going back to the old original font. Oh, and we're putting in a giant Guardians of the Galaxy roller coaster. What does that have to do with experimental prototype community of tomorrow? Absolutely nothing. I mean, I'm sure they'll shoehorn it in somehow. It's like one step forward, two steps back, and it just aggravates me so much. It just really bothers me.
I seem to have wandered into a tiki bar area with shrunken heads and some sort of late 80s, early 90s Epcot nostalgia and Epcot Center vinyl? Walt Disney's what?
You went to Kinsey College!
Leonard Kinsey! No! He strikes again!
That's insane.
When was the last time you wore those glasses?
Sheesh. How many last time you were here? Fast. But if you just leave them staying there when it's sprouting up, they'll just start growing right through them very slowly over the course of like 3 days.
Now, has that ever happened out here? And have you ever done that to anyone who has wronged you?
Yeah, like 3 or 4 times. It's not a big deal.
All right, we won't mention any names.
He's right here, standing here looking at Bay Lake. About where that volleyball net is now. They've added those rocks since then. And to the right over here, river country. Ah, memories. Memories indeed. A lot has changed since those days. Quite a bit remains right there. Look at that, the bridges, the rockwork of the water slides, even some buildings, snack bars. Holy cow, there's so much still left back there. Still remain. Part of the Discovery Island boat is still here. Look, you can see part of the anchor or maybe the rudder that steers it. Holy cow, that is a true relic. Washed ashore. That is cool. That was awesome. Holy cow.
Yeah, the old picnic tables there. See a better view through there? Huh? Yeah, it's the old picnic tables. Dude, awesome. You see it? Amazingly out here. Still have the music playing. There's no one out here. No. I don't trust it, dude. It's a yellow. I don't know, but this right here is where everybody used to swim and have a good time.
Play pirates.
Dude, it's like really hot out here. I wish I could take a dip in that refreshing water. All right, let's get out of here.
New information about a Disney World Explorer we told you about back in November. We're learning he is now banned for life from the park. Adam the Woo has developed an online following after posting videos of himself sneaking into backstage areas of Walt Disney World that are off limits to the public. He says it's to please what he calls morbid curiosity.
Yesterday, I was at MGM/Hollywood Studios at Disney. A lot has happened in the last 24 hours. What am I referring to? It's a trespass warning. Right there. I'm not really thinking coherently at the moment, as you can tell. Kind of all over the place. Because I'm never allowed to go back to Walt Disney World property. Courtesy of Orange County, Florida. Oh, it's good times. It's good times, everyone. Let's take a look at this tree right here. That's how I felt yesterday. I've fallen and I can't get up. That's how I felt. I felt dead inside.
Well, the curiosity got the best of me. I've always been very curious in my life and in making videos.
I've always been a Walt Disney World fan. Been going over 30 years.
So when I would go out to a theme park that I had been to a million times and there was things I wanted to see, rides that had closed down, attractions that didn't exist anymore. So I'd go behind closed doors, film the stuff, and put it on the internet. They didn't really care for that idea very much. No, I'm not angry at them at all. I'm not even really disappointed. I knew it was going to happen. So I'm hoping eventually they'll come around and we can talk about it, and I'll be back.
I think they were pretty much going along procedure. In fact, one of the security guards has actually seen all my videos. I mean, he even said, hey man, I've done a lot of these trespass warnings and all that, and this is the hardest one I've had to do because I like what you do. So it's cool that the Disney folk who have entertained me for years have been watching my videos, and I've been entertaining them. So hopefully they keep watching. There's no hard feelings here.
What's up, YouTube? My name is Matt Sonswa. I'm here at Disney's Discovery Island. I was here a couple days ago and I uploaded a couple videos, but wasn't satisfied with the quality, so I got some better equipment and here I am. Hope you guys enjoy. If you like this video and you want to see more like it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. The famous snake in a bottle. Let's see. Ooh. I just show people stuff that nobody ever gets to see. So obviously I am the black sheep of the Disney YouTube community.
Deep within Disney World lies an entire theme park slowly being reclaimed by nature. Disney Discovery Island. It was a zoological attraction that opened in 1974, featuring one of the world's largest walk-through aviaries. It closed in 1999 due to poor attendance, but the brand new Animal Kingdom could have had something to do with it. Access to the island is strictly forbidden for guests and cast members alike. On May 13th, 2017, my buddy Chris and I ventured out to the island to see for ourselves what was so secret it had to be locked away from the public's eye for 20 years.
I was bored and I came across an article about Discovery Island, which was a zoological attraction inside of Disney World on Bay Lake. Once I saw that, I was like, oh, this is cool. I want to see what it looks like nowadays, because it's been closed for almost 20 years. So I searched high and low for any type of recent footage on the island, and I couldn't find anything. So I decided, you know what, if I want to see it, I have to go see it for myself. And if I do that, I might as well bring a camera so I can show other people, because I figured there were other people that would want to see it. I, at the time, didn't really know much about the whole Disney community, and I was never really a huge Disney person. But yeah, so I went out there and filmed it with some terrible cameras. Realized I needed better cameras, so I went back, got better cameras, filmed it again. It was just a long, tiring, sleepless, hectic couple weeks.
Going to that island is devastating. Like, you need to prepare to get soaking wet, to get completely uncomfortable. You'll see stuff that nobody ever gets to really see in person. So to me, it's worth it.
The thing about Disney is, you know, it's private property, it's a huge incorporation, so a lot of their, you know, defunct attractions and things like that, nobody really gets to go to them. Normal urban exploring, it's cool, but I mean, you know, I can drive to the other side of the country and film something, and then I can just waltz into Disney World, take a quick clip of whatever, and people are just gonna like eat it up. You know, they go crazy. I don't know why, but you know, these Disney vloggers and stuff, they're very they're not the type to break the rules whatsoever. They would obviously be very, very cautious associating with someone who goes backstage and has been banned twice. So that whole Disney community, you know what I mean? Yeah, you can kind of categorize me in that area, but I would not try to reach out and collab with any of these people because I know that they wouldn't want to, just because they don't want anything to do with being on Disney's bad side. They're very afraid that Disney will ban them or, whatever their imagination tells them. But
first off, getting on that island is
I remember driving there and the feeling that I had in my stomach, I've never been so terrified in my life. And by the time we got there, I mean, it was bad.
We get into the Fort Wilderness campground and we wait. We actually went into the outpost or whatever it is out by the ferry station or whatever and just walked around a little bit. We filled up the boat, hopped on the boat and paddled on over. Yeah, it was scary. It's nothing I haven't dealt with. I've been on the water at night in Florida, on kayaks, on all types of stuff. And I mean, this was right after the incident happened with the alligator and the child in Disney World.
There was a couple times where I wanted to turn around. I was on the island and I saw a light from a radio tower. I thought it was a drone. I was so sleep deprived, so tired and hungry, but I was like, "Yo, it's a drone, we gotta go!" But I guess for some reason I decided to stay and it worked out.
Eventually we ended up trying to get some sleep and we didn't want to sleep on the freaking forest ground, so we kind of slept back to back on the maintenance dock. We waited till the sun came up. We started recording everything.
Essentially, it's like stepping back in time, you know what I mean? Everybody just left everything, got up and walked away one day. You. Can you lift this?
There's an abundance of overgrowth. It is the most overgrown 12 and a half acres I've seen in my life. There's parts where you can walk through, where there obviously used to be a trail. It's still overgrown, but it's not as bad. There's other parts where you have to actually push your way through this greenery and climb under things. And I mean, it was crazy.
Whoa! You alright? What the f***? Yeah, we gotta get out of here.
Time no see, bud.
Then it comes time to leave. It's 8:30, 8:45. So we fill up the boat, we wait for there to be a gap with the ferries, and we hop on and we paddle our way back in broad daylight. It was terrifying.
What's up, YouTube? I'm backstage at Epcot. This is Cranium Command. Oh yeah, putting my feet, what do I care? So Disney's gonna see it and they're gonna ban me for life. Okay, now that's bothering me because I'm making a lot of friends that love Disney. I like the feeling of going into a theme park while everybody else is having a good time and, you know what I mean, they're thinking about what rides they want to ride next. I'm not thinking about riding any rides. I'm not thinking about doing anything like that has to do with attractions and stuff like that. Have like a schedule to tend to when I'm inside of these parks. You know, I've got things on my list that I need to get crossed off. So that's like one of the greatest feelings.
So what is this place?
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Good. Are you supposed to be up here?
You tell me.
Nope, you're not.
Okay.
Can we go?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. How are you?
I'm alright. How about you?
No, let's go this way, please.
Okay. What's back there?
No, we're just gonna go this way.
Oh, okay.
Are you enjoying your day?
Yeah.
Yeah? Having fun?
Yep.
It's just Disney World, you know what I mean? Like, I've gotten involved in certain things that make this whole video scene like minuscule. So it's like, I'm kind of glad that I'm getting in trouble at Disney World as opposed to getting in trouble doing other stuff down in freaking South Florida. Myself. The first one being the creator of Bright Sun Films, the second one being his girlfriend, the third one being a very unique cast member, which is pretty much the whole reason why I actually complied and took down videos, is because I didn't want to have, you know, my silly, stupid videos basically put somebody's whole livelihood in jeopardy. And I mean, I can recall a time where Jake was like, Matt, don't upload Big Thunder Mountain. It's not a good idea. And I did it anyways. But if the videos keep going up, then, and we can't do anything about it, corporate's gonna step in. And from what I, you know what I mean? The way that they kind of insinuated was that like whenever corporate steps in, all they know how to do is fire people and ban people. The way I look at it is, if Disney wants to keep me out of their parks, if they want to get videos taken down, they can talk to me about it. They don't have to go after the people around me.
And now we've learned law enforcement is getting involved in this. News 6 investigator Mike DeForest joins us. And Mike, one of these guys is risking jail time just so he can make some money.
That's right, Lisa. In just the past few weeks, he posted YouTube videos showing people sneaking into Universal and Disney theme parks after hours. And he admits he's profiting off those videos.
Mike, you have some new information about the website this guy uses to make money, too, right?
That's right. If you're not familiar with Patreon, it's a fundraising website used by artists and other content creators. I contacted the company just to see if St. Cyr's videos comply with their rules that prohibit illegal activity. I've not received a response yet, but Patreon has just suspended his fundraising account.
I know the game of going into theme parks when they're closed and posting it on YouTube. Fair warning.
St. Cyr pleaded no contest to misdemeanor trespassing. In exchange, prosecutors agreed to no jail time.
If you do this stunt again in Hillsborough County, you'll come back in front of me, and I guarantee you, the next time this happens, it won't be time served in court costs. Are we clear?
Yes, sir. If I ever get unbanned, I would not go backstage and, you know, kind of go against them after they let me back in, because, you know, obviously it would take a lot for them to unban me. So That's why I've never tried to reach out to them and say, hey, unban me, and then reach out again another year later, hey, unban. No, I'm not gonna try to get them to unban me. I'll just wait until, you know, later down the road. Hopefully they'll, you know, things would have changed by then.
Now that is beautiful. I love theme parks. I love that magic. I love that getting lost in a really well-themed environment. I've found that elsewhere now. There's, believe it or not, there are other theme parks that are not Walt Disney World that do things really, really well, just as well as Disney. I realized that I'd gotten into a rut of going to Walt Disney World on every vacation, and once I kind of broke out of that, I decided to start spending pretty much the same amount of money and traveling internationally. I always loved World Showcase, so I was like, let's go see the actual countries from World Showcase. So, you know, went to Germany and Mexico and all these places, and whenever I travel anywhere, I'm like, is there a theme park nearby? So I'll go out of my way to see a theme park. And I've seen some amazing ones. Tivoli Gardens in Copenhagen was magical. And I guess Walt Disney thought so too. He went there multiple times and used it as an influence for Disneyland. My favorite has been Efteling, which is in the Netherlands. And then they've got just some world-class dark rides that I haven't seen the likes of even in the Disney parks. The first time I went there, I was blown away because I was like, I didn't think anyone did this to this level of detail other than Disney. We're talking even just like blowing scents into a dark ride where you smell roses. I thought that was only a Disney thing, but it's not. And so I just felt like my mind was blown, my boundaries were expanded, and after that I was like, now I gotta seek these places out. I think people are limiting themselves by just solely focusing on Disney. I know I was missing out on some really great stuff.
All right, so we just got out of the Raveling restaurant, and it's 8 o'clock. The park's been closed for 2 hours. We gotta find our way back to the hotel entrance, which is literally across the park.
Shut your stink hole. Ah! This is a lot cooler than being the last person at Disneyland.
Why?
It's because like Silent Hill with the carousel, this is scary, but also awesome. I feel like this is some dark side stuff though. I think normally we'd get kicked out.
Wait, are we trapped in the park?
No, like, are we trapped in the park? It's not a joke with the camera. Like, are we trapped in this park?
Push, push. Do something. Oh, okay.
You're an asshole. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Nice.
Okay, I think somebody's in that thing.
Okay,
now.
well,
So.
we got out.
Good job.